All right, everybody, today we're back with my man Anton. If you don't already know Anton is the tallest real estate guy in the city. Everybody knows. Anton, thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate you having me, Nick.
Young superstar in the building. I love it.
Dude, I've been waiting for one of these, bro. I'm like, yo, when is Nicky going to have me on?
Get out of here. I've been asking him for over a month, bro. I'm on my pod. He's too busy for me.
Nah, dude. Finally, we're here, though. Finally, we made it. I'm glad we did. Thank you for having me, bro.
Bro, you know what? Thank you for coming on. I mean, you a superstar. You crushing all these deals, bro. I want to learn about your business. I don't know if you watched many of these episodes, but bro, there's not like a format to it. I want to learn how you got going, and I want to learn about, and I want to learn about your business.
Yeah.
I want to learn what you're doing, and then see what I can steal from you.
100%. Dude, I'm glad you have me on. But yeah, so the way I got started was in 2020. How long have you been doing it for?
2020.
2020? Okay. I think that was a little bit early. You said like you were in like October, November, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So I got started in May of 2020, right when COVID hit.
Cool.
And I was a junior in college at the time, and I was like, you know what? There's no way during COVID, like when it was shut down, that people were not making money somehow. And I wanted to find that way. Like, how were people still being able to not sit on their asses and still make some money? And I came across a few TikToks, Instagrams of wholesaling. Like, dude,
cool.
No license. You know how they kind of get you, right? You don't need a license. It's, basically free to do, and you can make kind of $15K a month. So I was like, you know what, this is pretty interesting. I kind of have some type of draw to real estate, but I never really thought I would be in it. But I was like, you know what, if I can do this for free, no license, and at home, why not? It's virtual, right?
Of course. I think that's what draws a lot of people.
Exactly, because it's virtual, and it's like you can do this from anywhere, any state, and whatever.
And it was super hot to do.
It was. 2020 was honestly the best year to get into it. Well, I would say 2019, because that's before everyone got into it. 2020, the education course, dude, game was going crazy. And, I couldn't get an internship. So I was an information science major when I was in school. So it was, a tech major, not bad. Go to get a 9-to-5 cybersecurity, whatever afterwards. But, so, let me buy a course. I had $1,000. Well, I had $1,200 to my name. And I bought a $1,000 course, and, I'm one of those people that if I put some money out there, I'm going to try to revamp it, recoup it as fast as possible, just like you. You know what I mean? With the PPL stuff you were talking to me about. And I went through the course in like 3 days, dude. And some people were going through by like 3 months, 2 months. And I was like, dude, if I put $1,000 in my... Yeah, dude. I was going wild the first 3 days. And I bought it Friday, May 1st. It was literally May 1st. I remember it. Sunday, I was finished through the course, but I didn't go through everything completely. A lot of people kind of are information geeks, where they'll study everything, you know what I mean?
Bro, yes.
And it's like, you've seen it day in, day in, day out. People on Facebook posting about how they know all this stuff, but can't get a deal. They've been in there for 12 months, but can I get a deal? And I've realized that people just don't take action. So that's the kind of difference between people that will be successful in any business, especially in wholesaling, is taking action versus being an information geek, figuring out contracts, X, Y, and Z, having a buyer lined up, whatever. Like a lot of nonsense. And to me, I didn't even go through the dispo. I just went through acquisitions. How do I find leads, and how do I get them under contract? It was like my biggest thing. Only
thing that matters in this game. Yeah. I promise. In any business, only thing that matters. Big
is marketing and sales.
Yes.
And basically, I went ahead and started, dialing as many people as I could. I bought a list from PropStream and just started going crazy. So, at that point, I was like, you know what? I think I can, make this work. And the biggest thing that, May, June, I went through this little spiritual awakening kind of, where I watched. So this is honestly one of the biggest keys to being successful in anything in business and life, and is your mindset, right? So the summer before, I watched this movie called The Secret. If you guys have not watched The Secret, have you ever seen it?
I know of it.
You know of it, but you haven't seen it, right?
Yeah.
Watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's free, I'm pretty sure. One of the guys in it, Bob Proctor, he died. Rest in peace. He was a dude. It was a really, really good at teaching mindset, how law of attraction works. And it talks about law of attraction, how what you are, you attract. Everything you have in your life, you literally attract into your life. So the money, the situations you're in, the relationships, what you're driving, where you're living, how much money you're making is all dependent on your attraction levels and what you think in your vibrations, basically. So I kind of am glad I did this at the same time, because I knew that if I had the positive mindset and attitude of this is going to work, I'm going to make a lot of money doing this, it's going to take some time, and I'm going to attract what I want, it's going to work. So I started writing in my page. I have a book I write, every single day about my affirmations for the day.
And then you handwrite it?
I handwrite it. Not every single day, honestly. I've kind of
It's tough to do every day.
Yeah, but I used to when I first started because I had nothing, nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But also, dude, your faith is just so strong when you're an entrepreneur because you have no one else to rely on, but whatever you believe in, the universe, God, whoever your higher power is. So, dude, I would literally write in my page, I will get my first deal today. I will get my first deal today. And it was in present tense. You cannot say I want to get my first deal today. I will get my first deal today. Dude, and I was writing it 30, I was writing it 30 times down the line, dude, literally for every single day.
I love that.
Without having a deal. Sunday, I didn't get any leads. It was in Philly. Philly's really hard to cold calling because, dude, you're just getting cursed out. For me, it was fun.
You're getting roasted.
Yeah, you're getting.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Dude, for me, it was fun, though, because it was okay, I'm getting through these people, and I'm doing the right things. It's just, you got to get a few no's to get that yes.
You know what I mean? Philly, if you cold call in Philly, if you watch, cold call videos on YouTube, how people do it.
Yeah.
Bro, in Philly, it's not like that.
Nah, dude, it's a way
If you
crazier.
ask them any questions, don't be playing on my phone, dickhead. And then it's and then that's not even disrespectful. They're being nice to you.
Yeah. Exactly.
You got to be ruthless. Bro.
Dude, you got to be ruthless. And that's why I see Philadelphia is one of the hardest markets to wholesale in. So kudos to you guys. Whoever does deals in Philly, that's freaking amazing because it's not easy. That's why I was also confused. There's not really many gurus or people that were I guess Instagram famous from the industry in Philadelphia or anywhere in PA for that matter. It was all Texas, Florida, and I was why not in Philly? But then I kind of realized. So then I started calling in Pittsburgh because that's where I went to college. I went to the University of Pittsburgh. Dude, first day, I just had a feeling I was going to get a deal.
It's that
feeling, bro. And it's once you're making 100 dials a day, I was making probably ripping 150, 200 a day.
You're going to get it.
Dude, yes, you're going to get it. And I was having good conversations. I was having, fake sellers, wrong numbers, whatever. But I was getting those people that were may consider selling, but not today. And this was one of my last calls of the day. And I was you know what? Let me rip 5 or 10 more. I want a deal.
Yeah.
And this guy called me and he was I was hey, are you selling X, Y, and Z? And he was no, but I get calls from you guys all the time. You never get back to me. I just spoke to a few of you the other day because, dude, everyone has the same list.
Yeah, everyone's calling the same people. This guy got probably 10 calls.
Yeah, literally. And he was pissed because most of them are cold callers. So I guess people were just not getting back to him. He wasn't an attractive seller. He was I want to sell X, Y, and Z. Give me an offer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was I'm look, his name was Brian. I actually sold 4 more of his houses afterwards. Yeah. Dude, you have to have the rapport with the sellers because you repeat business. He was a landlord in Pittsburgh, and he was I don't want to sell this, but I want to sell 4, 5, 6 million. Yeah. Exactly. And I was all right, cool. Tell me more about it, what you're looking for, and I promise you're going to have an offer in less than an hour. I was that's my word to you. I'll give you an offer in the next hour. He gave me some information about the property. I did a little bit of research, couldn't do comps. I was you know what? Let me just see if I can get him as low as possible. He was asking $45,000. I offered him 40. He said no. I offered him 41. Said no. 42. No. I was you know what? 44,000. He's all right, let's do 44,000. 1,000 under. I negotiated him $1,000.
Yeah, well, that's big though. Your first deal.
Exactly. So I was you know what? Let's rip it. I sent him the assignment agreement. I wasn't saying.
Didn't even know. What a fucking animal.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Can I see your contract? Yeah. No, motherfucker, because you don't even have a deal to put it on.
Exactly.
Animal.
So I sent him. First agreement was wrong. Second agreement, I got under contract. This is in Pittsburgh. I used Albert Title, which is in Philly, in Northeast Philadelphia. And I was
okay. Albert Title. That sounds like some.
Yeah, it was actually a Russian title company. Yeah, one of my own. But anyway, wherever you guys are doing a deal, use a title company in that city. So if you're doing a deal in Philly, use a title company in Philly.
Use Prosperity Abstract.
Yeah, Prosperity. So I started marketing on Facebook. So first step, marketing. I got a lead. Second step, sales. I got him to agree to $44,000. I sent him the agreement. It was signed by Wednesday. Tuesday I got it. Wednesday was signed. And then the next step was how do I sell this thing?
Yeah.
So then I went through a little bit of the dispositions training. Post your deals on Facebook, Craigslist.
Easy.
Where else are you going to put it? You know what I mean? Marketplace, all the Facebook pages.
Amazing. Your life.
Yes. This deal actually, the buyer I found is the only time I've ever found a buyer on this website, but it was on Craigslist.
Oh, get out.
Dude, it was crazy.
That's cool as shit. I never used Craigslist.
Me neither.
God bless you.
But like, I've also looked at other ads, and they were also mostly wholesalers. And anyway, this guy called me. He's like, "Hey, I see your list on Craigslist. 123." It was 205 Giffen Avenue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And he was like, "Can I come check it out?" I marketed for $62,000. One of my friends, shout out to Orist, told me that try to ask for as much as you can, because you can always come down in price, but you can never go back up in price.
It's a fact.
But at the same time, you can't like ask $1 million, because then you got to get any buyers. I thought this house was worth like 120, and I marketed for $62,000. He went to go see it on Thursday. Friday, he gave me an offer at like 60 or something. It was 58. It was 58,000. So I got it for 44. This is 58. This was 14 grand as my first deal. I'm like, dude, this is sick.
There's crazy money.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in college. I've never made more than $3 grand a summer. And that's how I made my money, is through the summer to feed me through college. You know what I mean? I mean, throughout the year. So again, I sent him the wrong agreement. I actually sent him a purchase and sales agreement instead of the assignment agreement.
And he had to be like, nah.
Yeah. Well, I had to ask the title company, and I was like, I fucked it up again.
Super gangster.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So this was on Friday. He signed the agreement. I think the next day he went back, and he was like, I need the sewer line inspected. In Pittsburgh, it's really big. The sewer line is really expensive because it's really old houses.
Okay.
So they're like built, same thing as here, before 1900s. Pittsburgh, Steel City, it's been very historic. So a lot of them are very older homes, mill workers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he negotiated me down a little bit. So instead of 58 to 52.5. My book,
Whatever,
I'm still
bro.
I'm still at $7,500, and in my eyes, I was like, you know what, this is still a deal. And regardless, I'm making more than $1,000, so I'm making it back and some. And my whole goal was to get my money back. It wasn't like this is something I'm gonna do forever.
Maybe a big time wholesale.
I'm like, you know what, this is something I'll just make some quick buck on. Even though no money is fast money, that's gonna be worth it. So I was like, I'll maybe do this for a few months and then try to, recoup my investment and go into the corporate world. I locked that up, proof of concept. All I needed.
Yes.
All I needed was proof of concept. He sent in a deposit. He even asked me, he's like, this title company's in Philly. I'm like, yeah, but this is my title company. So still, again, very dumb. Use a title company in the city that everyone knows. So, yeah, and then after that, I kind of just went balls to the wall. I started using $100 on PropStream, skip trace for free with TruePeopleSearch.com. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
And use my phone to dial. And I was just ripping calls, dude. Then I started going to Philly, Pittsburgh. I would hit the gym in the morning, write on the paper, I'm going to get another deal.
I'm going to get a deal.
Yeah. And I set a goal myself. I was like, I want to make 10 G's a month. I'd love to make 100, but I wanted to know what it feels like to even make 5 or 10 a month.
Yeah, you were going to college to learn how to make 10 grand.
Yeah. So throughout the summer, June, I got another deal. Then I went on like auction.com, free website, found another foreclosure on Roosevelt Boulevard, cold called there, got under contract, sold it, made 13 on that. And, none of my deals closed up until August. So, and I'm kind of glad because I guess the universe or God kept me patient. And it was like, you have to stay.
Like 4 months.
Exactly. So from May till August, 3 months, right? But I had the proof of concept. I knew the money was coming. I just had to keep doing it.
Okay.
And I was going to school in August. Once I got paid that first deal, dude, $7,500, dude, and I deposited into my account. I couldn't believe my eyes, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is fire. So, yeah, and then after that, I went back to school. I would go to class virtually.
Okay.
Wholesale whenever I had the time. I would just, it's a lot easier when you're in school because you have classes, right? So in between classes, I already knew that this is time for cold calling. Like right now,
structured as hell.
Exactly, structured as hell. Right now, like you have the whole day to yourself, and that's what's
work expands to fill time.
Exactly, but that's why it's important to have discipline. Very important for anyone in entrepreneurship. No one's there to push you. No one's there to tell you to make these calls. It's your own boss. Yes, it's nice to be your own boss, but at the same time, if you want to make a lot of money, you're gonna have to put in a lot of hours. Yeah. So just went to class, did my dials, did SMS too. I've been on SMS since 2020 because it was so cheap. And dude, we were ripping deals. I made my first year, I probably made like From May till December, I probably made like 36 grand, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Paid for my housing, for my food. I felt like a baller too, dude.
Bro, are you in a college campus?
Yeah,
Everybody knows who you are.
yeah. Dude, I had like 10 to 12 G's in my account, dude. I'm like,
You're like, yeah, this is nuts.
this is nuts, dude. And the biggest thing I knew was marketing. So I kept marketing a lot. I just kept buying lists, kept sending them out, trying to get more leads, because I understood right away the more leads that you have, the more opportunities you have. And I kept thinking of opportunities. I was like, I need more opportunities. The universe, please send me more opportunities. I literally kept asking for that, kept getting them more and more. Then I had my biggest deal. It was for like, not biggest, but it was 20 grand deal out in West Oak Lane. Did not close for a year, but it was an escrow for like 20, for 12 months. It was a 24 grand.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's fine. It was a inherited property, probate lead.
It can take forever.
So, but I had the proof of concept once again, and I knew a 25K deal was coming my way.
Yeah, I do 25 grand.
Yeah, exactly. So then, then I graduated college in May of 2021. Went all in. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself 1 year. If this works, this works. If this doesn't, I can always go back and get a 9 to 5.
You can always give up.
Yeah, dude.
Person.
Yeah,
It's okay.
exactly. And but also like exactly. You won't. Like if you take that first step and you're like, I'm going to burn all the shifts, the boats.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go all in. There's no plan B. I was like, I'm going to make this work regardless. However I have to do it, it's going to work.
Bro, you mean that $7,500 and how would you ever get a job?
Ever. I was like, there's no way, dude. And it's like, I'm 21 at the time?
Yeah, you were corrupted ever since then.
Yeah, and you're 21 at the time, and you're like, my time is worth more money. But also the year before that, I used to do everything. I used to do valet, swim lessons, lifeguarding. I was a DJ. I worked everywhere. And the year before that, I worked construction. You ever work construction?
Look at me, no.
So I worked in construction my sophomore year of college, because I was like, you know what, $17 an hour or $16.25 an hour is for a freaking
college kid.
19 or 20 year old. I'm like, this is nuts. I was making like 12 before, and I thought I was a baller. So I was like, $16. You wake up at 5 a.m., be on site at 6. You come home at 5. I was like, I'll do this for 2-3 months. The worst time of my life, Nick. I told myself after that summer, I'm going to make sure I do everything in my power to never have to do that again. Not because it was so daunting and it was so hard. It was because it's manual labor, and you're waking up in the morning and you go get home at 6, go to the gym, eat dinner, and you go to sleep and do it again every single day. And you're like, how do people live like this for 30, 40 years? But it was the people that I worked with. It was it was that, but they were older too. There was like, an older lady too, but she was an alcoholic. But like but listen, she's 40, dude. She's 40, 50 years old, and she's doing this to pay the bills, and they come drunk,
chilling,
and it's like, how can you do this? I was like, there's no way I can do this for the next 20, even 10 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I made myself a promise that summer I'm going to make sure that I'm going to figure this out.
It's not going to be you.
It's not me.
Yeah, no.
And then I told myself I'm going to have some type of business, didn't know what it was going to be. So then, I graduated, fast forward to, again, 2021. This was summer of sophomore year. Graduated, went all in, started ripping dials. I had nothing else to do but make money. I probably put like 80 to 100K in escrow, but not all of them closed at once, because again, I think that the universe was just like telling me, like, you got to stay patient, because if I made 100 G's in that next 30 days,
you would do it nothing for the rest of the year.
I would have been like up there, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to get a little bit grounded, and then I started making 10, 15, 20, 30 a month. I made like 25 one month and 30 that whole year, and then it was hard. It was hard though. I had to there was deals falling through. There was a lot of mistakes that I made.
A lot of up and downs.
Yeah, a lot of up and downs. And then my car broke. I had like a 2003 X5 I bought for $400 when I first started wholesaling. I loved that car. She ended up breaking. I had to sell it for like $1,000. Yeah. And then didn't have a car for like 3 months. I had to borrow my mom's car for 3 months. I still had I was living at my mom's house. I had
powerful.
I had like 40 grand in my account too, and
animal.
Yeah, and I was like,
cool.
I'm like, you know what? I was gonna stay with my mom for a little bit, save up, and then I was like, I'm gonna buy a car later. And then I made December of 2021 was my biggest month up until like literally a couple months ago. I made like $72,000 because it was that one probate lead that closed a year later. On top of so it was $72,000 at 21 years old in 1 month. I was like, this is not like, this is surreal. Like, I was like, this is insane.
They really mess up your financial thermostat.
Yeah, I was like, I had $100,000 in my account at 21, and I was like, this is insane to have. And I'm like, I'm still living in my mom's house, and I don't have a car. So I bought a car for like, I financed it, but it was worth $40,000. It was the same car I drive now, but I was like,
You love that car.
yeah, I love that car, but I didn't want to get a car that I knew I wouldn't be able to pay for in cash. So whatever happened, you know what I mean? So I literally made sure I had $100,000 before I bought a car in the bank account. Not just make $100,000 a year. I wanted to make sure I had it in there.
You had it.
Exactly. And that was my threshold. So I, you know, people have thresholds of like, if you have 6 figures in the account, you know, anything above that is you're spending money. Anything below that, you can't really go past it. It might be 10, it might be 5, but it's really good to make sure you have that threshold.
If you have one of that, you should spend it all. You should spend it all.
You shouldn't spend it at all.
No, you should spend it all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm marketing. Just take it all.
Oh, yeah.
Are you close? Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. But, so yeah, and then after that, and I was like, I'll keep doing this. Moved out of my mom's house the next year, and then just kept working, working. Here we are now. I wanted to build a team. Built a small team. Shout out to my team, and yeah, now 2 years later, we're doing some pretty big things. We have a lot on the horizon, and it's just exciting. So
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Tell me about your team. So how many people do you have in your operation? Kind of what role do you play in like the day-to-day operations?
So right now I'm kind of still wearing a lot of hats, and that's my biggest goal is to kind of delegate a couple of them, especially the boring tasks, like pulling lists, marketing. I have 3 cold callers, 1 lead manager, and 1 SMS manager. So pretty small. Like I know a lot of people, like my friends, some of them have 30 cold callers, and it's like I didn't want to have just a hire and firing situation where I'm hiring a lot of them and firing a lot of them because they don't perform, and I want to manage them myself. And I've gotten burnt a lot. Like that, I think that year, 2021, right before I made my 7 racks, I paid some kid $15,000 to help me get to 6 figures a month. But he never did wholesaling. He had a CRM, and I got burned by him. So he didn't really help me at all. I mean, you lose money throughout the way too, and invest into yourself is the most important because I believe in myself. You bought a course before, right? No, never.
I never bought a course.
Have you invested into any masterminds?
Not any masterminds.
Not yet.
But
not yet.
Not yet. I'm gonna go. I mean, I do. All you fucking jerks are in CG, so I'll probably just
I'm not in CG, but I've heard a lot about it. But it's very important to be in a mastermind. Because one, you meet other people. It's not the information that you're going to get from them. It's not going to make you $1 million. It's not going to really change your operation that much. But it's the people that you surround yourself with that are also in kind of the same mentality, in the same boat as you. Some of them have the same struggles. And you kind of bounce ideas back and forth. I think that's very important, just to have those friends. Because my biggest thing is, back in 2020 and 2021, no one was doing this. None of my friends, there was no one I knew that was in this game. So I had to go on Instagram a lot. I had to find the friends, like me and you became friends through literally Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I have made a lot of friends in the industry, like
through social media. Bro.
Exactly. And it's amazing because I have friends that are making, 50 to 100 a month. I have a friend that's making 300 to 500K a month. Met him through social media. And, we'll meet up throughout the year once or twice and kind of get together, have some fun, bounce ideas back and forth, and see how we can help each other grow. But it's very important to be a part of some type of community that has the same mentality. You know what I mean?
One, I super get that too. I'm not going to hold you. I get that. So the reason I haven't joined any of these masterminds is because, bro, I get that with this pod.
Yeah.
So like most of the people on this pod,
that's something different.
I haven't had many people come on here that make under 100 racks a month. I've had multiple people on here that make millions a month. Like,
that's amazing.
Sam DeMayo is on here.
Yeah.
How much that guy crushes. Sam DeMayo.
A lot?
Are you kidding? Are you serious or not?
No, I don't know who that is.
Sam DeMayo is the richest guy I know. Santini Lencioni.
I know they do a lot of volume.
I talk to Santini every day of my life. He's my biggest mentor. And like, I didn't meet him at CG. I met him through this.
Yes.
Santini's doing 25 deals a month in an average spread at 30 racks. Crush it.
Yeah.
He also has a brokerage. He also has like a
flipping company, rental.
I got a flip going on with him right now.
That's amazing.
But,
how was that?
Pro, we got a full an offer at full ask. But
No way.
We think it'll go over. So
Really?
the realtor is calling for highest and best. God bless America.
That's amazing.
So
God bless America.
Tim T, Francesco were on here.
They were here?
Bro,
Nice.
Phil Vaughn fucking really helped put me on to.
Yeah.
Phil Vaughn helped me dramatically. George Beatty. So I get a bunch of these big time whales already. God,
100%. And
do I need to? I'm more like, instead of spending the money on CG, I spend the money on this.
Yeah. Well,
Is that psychotic?
not at all. I think it's amazing.
And I'm good at staying in touch with them. And
that's the most important, is staying in touch with them. Not be a one shot and done.
I get a deal with Phil just like last month. I still talk to all these guys. So I think that is why I haven't bothered joining.
Exactly. Okay.
Because I get the same type of thing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Drew Barnice was on here.
Yeah, your situation is definitely a little bit unique than other
I
people.
made my own.
Yeah, you made your own. Exactly. I mean, I don't have a podcast, so I was like, how do I? A lot of people don't, though. And like, you also have the personality to do this. And people are scared of the camera as well. Hop on there and just do
Not
this.
you, though. You're an animal.
But, it's just taking that first step. Me too, though. I've been saying, dude, I got to start creating content. I got to shoot content. I got to, get online. And not because I want to make more money, but put more people on. Because this is so easy to do. It's very simple. Yeah. But it's not easy. It's like, you got to be
very consistent.
You got to be consistent, but you have to have the mentality and the mindset that this works. But me and you are living proof that this works. I don't know the background that you came from, but like me, no one in my family has ever, built a business. No one, anything in sales, especially in real estate. You know what I mean? Farthest thing from real estate. So I think that like, if you have that belief in you, that you can do this, it's going to work out for you, just like we do. You know what I mean? Every single month.
Full belief.
Exactly. But anyway, so yeah, I have 5 EAs.
Okay.
I have 3 acquisitions. Shout out to my team, to Rye, Manny, Taj, and then I have a Dispo, Jackson, Animal, young kid. He's actually been with me for only a month or two. We just closed our first deal yesterday. He got paid a nice commission. Yeah.
Now he has proof of concept with you.
Exactly.
Oh, he loves you.
Exactly.
You're big brother.
Yeah, exactly. And then that one was really cool, actually, because one of my acquisitions, one of my sales guys, I never say that like they're my employers or they work for me. We work together.
Team,
exactly. We're a team. We grind together. We're in the trenches together. I'm still in the trenches. I lock up my own deals. I sell my own deals. Because I try to lead by example. I always have 3 to 4 deals, maybe even 5 of my own, and then I have theirs on top of that, that's why having a team is great, and I pay them very well. I think I'm the highest paying team wholesaler to their acquisitions and sale and this. Like I tell my friends the percentages I pay them, and they're like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
How much you pay them?
So I start at 15, and then I work them up to 20. But it also depends on the deal. Like if it's we're closing a really big assignment fee in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna pay my acquisition guy like a bonus on top of that. I'm gonna pay him like a solid over 20 G's just for that deal, just because I'm making a lot, but I want him to eat as well. I want to make sure that they understand that I'm the one that's taking the risk of getting sued. I'm putting out money for marketing, paying tax, everything like that.
They just carries the burden.
Exactly, and all they have to do is just show up, make your offers, and you'll eat with me, you'll grow with me, you'll get to the top with me. I'm going to make sure I take care of you. Like that's how I kind of envision to the team I have and who I want to grow with. I don't want to have 20, 30 kids. Maybe I do, but right now.
One day, but not right now.
Maybe not really, because it's stressful. Because to me, I want to make sure they're making money. So like a lot of maybe business owners think about them making money, but to me, it makes me happier paying them commission versus me getting that wire. Because
you're gonna end up with a million, bro. Because all the guys that have a huge operation with a bunch of people, that's how they feel.
Yeah, so it's amazing to basically change their lives, but also help them not financially, also mentally and spiritually as well, because it's something I practice and preach every single day. Did you guys think? I always say make sure you're grateful every single day for what you have, for where you are, and where you're going. It's very important to be grateful for today, not for an ask. You have to just be grateful for what you already have. So like whenever you're doing, if you guys pray, like very important every single day to thank God for your health, your wealth, the roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on your table, and your family, right? Because that's very important. Without that, there would be nothing. And then be grateful for the opportunities, because an opportunity is what makes you money. Don't ask the universe or God, like, yo, I want to make, send me money, or like, I want to make all this money. No, it's the other stuff that you have to be grateful for, and then that turns into money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, there you go.
it's very important. So that's why I try to also teach my team is those things, because it's going to help them grow as people.
Yeah.
And it's going to help them also grow people around them the same way. Like, it's a mindset thing. So yeah, I have 4 kids in America. I have one part-time as well, Gabe. He's kind of out of commission right now. He was in MMA. He has a concussion right now, but we have a deal closing on Monday. So yeah, we're really slim, but we're definitely making.
It's not too slim.
No,
You got 4 Americans and
5 VAs.
5 VAs. It's big, dude. That's
and me, so 10 people.
Yeah,
And I'm
got a hefty squad,
I'm in the trenches. I'm in the trenches every day, dude. I'm doing acquisitions. I'm doing the marketing. I do the dispo, the transactions. So I sell them. I try to sell them for top dollar, whatever they bring to me. I help out my boy Jackson on dispo as well to help him sell the deals for a little bit higher. But everyone has an equal opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're crushing it right now. We're probably getting 3 to 4 deals a week. Off market. Yeah.
Is that true? You really?
Yeah. So like right now we probably have
deals a month.
It really varies between 6 to 8, sometimes 10, but like not every spread is the same spread. Like I would say our average fee is also between 14 to 15. We try to make 15 to 20. Now it's because when you raise that bar, you're like, I want to make 20K per deal.
Yeah.
You may not hit that, but you might make 15. But if your goal is very important. If your goal is like 15, you may not.
You're going to do 5 pieces like a door.
Yeah. Exactly.
Really,
exactly. And if you're at 15, you may make 10. It's just how, I don't know how that works.
It's how it works, bro.
Yeah, it's how it works.
It's how it works.
So if you make it your goal to make 30K a deal, and you may sound freaking crazy, you will make 20 to 25 a pop. So like our goal is,
you make a very hefty
exactly.
deals.
Exactly. So our goal is like to make, now it's 20. You know what I mean? 20 per deal. I mean, if we can get 6 to 7 of those a month, I'm happy. And get a whale in there as well that closes every 2 to 3 months. It's a good time. I mean, right now our monthly goal, and then beginning of the year, dude, I was like, I want to make it 6 figures. I watched the video. This one gentleman said, instead of making it your goal to make 6 figures, because deals always get pushed to the next month, or just how it works. If you get it on the first of the week, it may not close the last of the.
You say 6 figures
exactly
a month. You said.
Yeah, I mean, that should be everyone's goal.
Yes.
And whatever you're doing, you should try to always make 6 figures.
A month.
And,
or else you should get a job.
Or get a job, exactly. So what are you doing?
Too.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting a job is super gangster. Don't let it fool you.
Well, here's another thing with people that have jobs while we're on this topic. You can use your superpower of having a job to qualify for loans, partner up with people like me and you, and then build a rental portfolio.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, just try to get into real estate, buy a few rentals like Mark the Shark did, and then go in full-time into real estate. But anyway, 6 figures. But then I was like, I shifted that mindset of making $250 a quarter. I was like, you know what? Let me make $250 a quarter, because then
very smart to break it down quarter by quarter.
Exactly, quarter by
I don't
quarter.
Interrupt you, but it's for real.
Exactly.
So helpful for me this year. I only
do it by quarter.
Yep. Santini's got me on these 90-day look backs. Right, it's been crazy helpful.
Yeah.
Quarter by quarter is the only thing that exists.
And that way you have a goal to making $1 million a year. So you're like, I want to make $250 a quarter. You might make, I don't know, 180, 200. That's still a really good quarter. But then like towards the summer, I had to refinance. I bought a rental as well. Like last year, I bought it cash, dude. And now I know why lenders are important, dude. I bought it cash, rehabbed the cash with my partner. Refinance, which is nice getting all that money back, but a lot of my money was tied into the deal. It was like
it's stressful.
Yeah, it's very stressful, and it's not like 10 or 20,000. It was over 50 grand just tied into that deal.
Yeah.
But thank God we rented it out. It's a nice cash flow in rental. We got all our money back. But once I got that refinance back, it was like, what do I do with all this money plus on top of the closings that we have? And dude, we just started ripping. Again, I upped the marketing budget because it's important to get leads, because that's your blood flow of your business. And I changed the mentality of $250 a quarter in August to $250 a month.
Well, God bless you.
So now our goal is $250 a month.
Okay.
Because we were hitting like, close to 6-figure months, and we're like, okay, we're always having like 150 around that in escrow, but they're not all closing. Let me up that to 250. Okay. So now we are, getting up there. And we'll see in the next 45 days how that really pans out. But I think we're going to end Q4 very, very strong. Q3, if one deal closed, we would have hit our 250 a month, 250 a quarter goal, but
I
we were
understand
really
how
close.
I had 1 week, the last week of Q3.
Yeah.
Bro, I was with the 2 closings there, and I would have made my goal. I was so happy, and they all got pushed the following week. I'm like, mother.
It's all right. But now you can count it for this
For the next quarter.
Exactly. I mean,
so now I'm ahead for this quarter already.
but I also think that the reason that happened was to keep you hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
I'll live hungry every day.
Yeah.
I got 2 kids. I promise. I'm so hungry.
no, but I love. Yeah, you're also just that personality that you have is like you're always gonna grind no matter what.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna be hungry because you see what's possible. You see the guys that are on this podcast.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude. I mean, these guys come also from nothing. They build these multi-million-dollar operations. I can do the same thing.
Exactly.
Dude, and you're young as hell.
No, I'm old as shit to you. I'm 31. I'm old.
Dude, come on. I feel like 30s is when you really get down to that grind mode because you have kids, but also like you're like, shit, I'm pretty close to 40.
I'm more fat. I have a different lifestyle. You guys are young, single. You and Marcus Shark running around. Like, bro.
Marcus getting up there too, bro. He's like, what, 28?
You're old. Marcus Shark, you watch out. You're old.
Yeah, you gotta stop going outside, man.
You know what? My life now is in this biz and my family, and I don't do as many
You're
things.
focused.
I only do 3-4 things, and I do them every day, but I only do 4 things.
Yeah.
Spend time with my family,
Yep.
lock up deals, do jujitsu.
Uh-huh.
I do 3 things.
And eat food.
I guess, yeah, eat food. That fuel my mind and my body.
Exactly.
That's the truth. I don't really do that much.
Amazing, yeah. And it's good.
Y'all are running around.
No, honestly, dude, like I have simplified my life, and I think that's why I have more time on my plate. I started ordering, instead of getting takeout and deciding for 20 minutes what I'm going to order, I got these meal preps. They come in every single day. I already 4 minutes in the microwave. Eat Clean Bros, shout out to them. Dude, it's the best food, the best meal prep I've had, but I don't have to think. I don't have to decide on what I want to eat. In the morning, I have my same exact breakfast every single day. I have a routine for, hit the gym in the morning, come back, eat, get on dials. You know what I mean? And my day is busy as hell because I have so many, like I said, I'm wearing so many hats. I don't have like a minute. Like I get back-to-back calls sometimes.
I understand that with that slow.
Yeah.
I live with my phones. I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. I'm hiring a mommy's helper to help us out. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
She's going to do our housekeeping, and she's going to do a bunch of meal prepping for us. Like she's going to make probably at least 1-2 meals a day.
Yeah.
So to have somebody in the house to help.
Exactly. And
You're
she's
crushing
making
it. You should have a housekeeper.
No, I'm not there yet.
Why
you know.
not,
Yeah.
bro?
I have a woman
You can
that
afford it, bro. Are you kidding me?
I live in a small apartment, 700 square feet. I'm a clean dude. Everything's organized, so I'm not like super messy. I only have a cleaner that comes in once a month, just kind of, gets the dust off, and that's really it. You know what I mean? I don't need much. I don't ask for much. I'm locked in right now.
Bro, I love that. That's where you
super locked in. Yeah.
I will, man. If only I had your mindset when I was your age, the world wouldn't have been able to handle it. Everything happened how it was supposed to.
Back when you were 25, you were just a
young wild bull.
Yeah, you were wilding out in the streets of Philadelphia. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Your personality.
I didn't have the mindset that you do. You were light years ahead of anybody else at your age.
It's also, it comes from like your history, your background of like maybe your family or, to me, my motivation was when I was 20 or 21, I had no net worth. I was like, I'm looking at my bank account. I had like, I don't know, $400 or $500 in there at all times. And I was like, my net worth is nothing.
It's difficult.
But like, the thing is, my family also comes from really much nothing. Like I moved here when I was 10 from Russia, right? My mom had to, live here for the first 10 years while I was raised by my grandma. And my sister and me were raised by my grandma in Russia and my aunt. Okay. So we didn't really see my mom for the first couple of years, and then we'd only see her in the summers for like 3 or 4 summers, right?
Oh, wow, okay.
So she had to build the life just to bring us over here. So she didn't really build a crazy business or really have the time to buy real estate back then or anything like that. Her biggest focus was just getting my kids to this country. Wow. And once she did that, we were in sports. I went, D1 in swimming for a year, hated that. But I did, at least I accomplished the goal of going Division I. It's pretty hard to do so. I had the experience.
I was an athlete myself.
Really?
Yeah, you and wrestler.
No way.
Scholarship down.
No way.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah, so same thing. I was actually about to swim at Drexel, but then I just couldn't see myself there, dude. My major was computer engineering, and when I got my list of classes, dude, it was like crazy science, crazy math.
Over there, I bet crazy tough.
Yeah. And I saw my schedule, and I was like, you know what? Let me rethink my decision of going here for computer engineering. I went to community college of Philadelphia the first year, did a JUCO year, transferred to University of Pittsburgh second year. I wanted to swim with the big dogs. We were racing Florida State, UVA, freaking all these big names. I was like, I want to be in that conference, is getting all these gear, traveling planes.
Gear is fun.
Of course, bro, and it's
traveling.
Yeah. How did you do it your whole entire college?
Yeah, all 5 years.
That's amazing, dude. Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Great experience.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I mean, we also had 3 practices a day. Like, it was.
So did I. And I loved it.
And the thing is, well, you loved it. I freaking started to. My coaches were.
My whole life, I've only done what I like. I've never done anything else.
Yeah, that's good. I was like, I did like it up until I got there, and then my grades started to drop. I didn't really like it. So, like you said, you do what you like. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I didn't want to be a quitter either, because I'm like, I'm not the person to quit something. Yeah. But it's just something I was not enjoying. So that, I was like, this sucks. But yeah, dude, I think athletes, because of the discipline you build when you get, when you're growing, is like why people are very good at entrepreneurship, is because of the discipline you have. Keep going, keep doing the same shit over and over, and you're going to get somewhere.
Also, if you can become a Division I athlete, you are in the 1% of the people that do that. And it's like, if you can master one very, very difficult thing, you can master any very difficult thing.
100%.
So it's the same thing. So you can be in the 1% of everything. I
agree. Yeah.
Technically, with wholesaling, if you make more than 25 racks a month, you're in the 1%
really?
of wholesaling. Only 1% of wholesalers are able to make more than 25 grand a month, because in order to do that, you are not just a hustler. You have to have an actual business with processes to do more than that. Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, so you're also in the 1% of that.
I appreciate it, Dick. You too, dude.
I know. I'm so blessed. I'm super blessed. I stay there every day also.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, let me wrap this up. We gotta start wrapping up. I'm getting the nod from my man.
Yeah.
Bro, you're doing these deals. What are you doing for marketing? Tell these people what you're doing for marketing.
So, like I said, I have 3 cold callers. I'm pulling 40 to 50,000 records per month of data.
There we go.
It's important to do so. I use Versium for skip tracing. It's a website you gotta buy in bulk. So you pay like $3,500 for 180 to 200,000 skip traces. And that's like what, $1.50 when you break it down. A lot of people just can't afford that, especially a front cost right away. But if you do have the money, I would recommend it. It only skip traces individual owners, not LLCs.
Cool. You don't want to deal with the LLCs anyway.
Yeah. So then I use for lists, I use PropStream, ListSource, and Kind skip tracing.
Cool. What type of lists you like?
So I do 10 plus years of absentee.
Okay.
People that don't live in there, absentee owners, individual owned.
Cool.
And then 10 to 15 years of ownership. I like vacant lists on PropStream. I mean, everyone gets them, but it comes down to your sales skills and how consistent you are with reaching out to these owners. I try to get pre-foreclosures as well. So you have to think of what kind of person is going to be more motivated to sell? Someone that lives in a house and has owned it for 5 years, or someone that maybe has lived in a house but owned it for 40 years and they want to sell? Yes, I'll do owner-occupants that have lived in there for a while.
Long time.
Absentees, if they have owned it for 2 years but they don't live there, they're not going to want to sell it because they're probably landlords that bought it at a price and they were going to keep it for the next 10 years. But people that have owned it statistically over 12 or 15 years, they're going to want to sell their house.
And they can't depreciate it anymore.
Exactly.
Anyway. They need a full renovation. It's been 10 years. So
Exactly.
Sell it.
And they're absentee owners, so they don't live in there. Maybe they're looking for an offer. Hired landlords on PropStream as well.
Fire.
And pre-foreclosures. If you can find pre-foreclosures anywhere, those are the people that
rip them.
Really want to sell their houses.
I love I do a pre-foreclosure deal every month of my life.
That's amazing.
I love pre-foreclosure.
Yeah, they're easy.
Great.
They're ready to go. I mean, you can get them at the price that you want. You definitely... there's a process to it.
If you don't do the process right, it's just like the PPL. It has to be only 1 day for the whole month, and maybe even only 20 minutes for the whole month. They take their head out of the sand. They're going to make action.
Yeah.
So if they respond to you, you need to do it then.
Right away.
Like you need to book that. You need to book that appointment for that day.
Yeah.
Like you need to get a commitment for a time that day, or else you'll never hear from him again.
And success loves speed. Success loves speed.
I love that.
So you want to hop on it right away and take action, right?
Hell yeah.
And that's really it. And I tried to like mess around with like 5+ unit buildings.
Okay.
In first list.
Frank Montgomery style.
Yeah. So I started doing that last year. Frank put me on the more self-storage facilities because I saw him and my boy Adam rip a fat deal off of that, and I was like, maybe I could do this. But it gets a little bit more difficult because they're so limited. There's only like a little bit. So then my boy, shout out to Joey from Connecticut, he only does multifamilies, 5+, 10+ units. Dude, them boys are ripping, like I said, $300,000 to $500,000 a month. Big juicy deals, like 100, 200K per deal, 50 to 80.
I love that.
Easier to squeeze in your spread in there. So we're not getting those every single month, but that's something that we work on. Exactly. Yeah, we have one that's...
Love that.
We had a few under contract. One we made like 15K on, fine. But I want to make 6 figures per deal for one of the bigger units. So that's what our goal is, and that's really it. And then vacant land. A little bit of vacant land here and there. That's like 2+ acres, and that's... And then I do inbound, so that's outbound. And I do SMS cold calling to outbound lists. And we talked about this earlier. It's important to have a few different lead sources because maybe one is going cold, the other one you'll still be able to suffice with. That's outbound. I do SMS, very easy if you guys are getting into it and don't want a cold call but want to talk to warmer sellers. I would get into SMS. Shout out to Gabe Cazell. His system is Flex Connect. I've been using it. I don't get paid for it, but if you guys, I mentioned it to you before. Really easy. It's pretty cheap and it works.
Oh, yeah.
And then inbound. I do PPC. I have a budget of only $5,000. I'm not really into Philly. I'm more so in the counties. So Bucks County, Montgomery County, Chester County, and then a lot of Pittsburgh, and their suburbs, and PPO. So I do pay per lead. I pay $125 to $200 per lead. Inbound marketing as well. People are coming to you, filling out a form on the provider's website. They send it to you, and then you log those up. So like Monday, we had a lead that came in at 4:30. My boy Rye locked it up by 5:45, and the next morning I had it sold for $23,000 profit.
Let's go. Ring the bell.
Yeah, so it was that quick. They're ready to go. I feel like with the SMS, the cold calling, you are going to get people to talk to in those leads. But it might take you a little bit longer to close them because they're talking to so many people. Maybe they're not ready to sell. You reached out to me, so give me a number. You reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you, so maybe I don't want to sell right now. But with the inbound, they are ready to go. They're coming to you. They want to sell. So I'm glad you started with that. I'm glad you started with the inbound.
Thank you for putting me on.
Of course.
But hey, tell these people where they can get. We got to wrap up. Tell them where they can get a hold of you.
My IG, Anton _Tamkovitch, Facebook. And that's really it for now.
There we go. Happy hunting, boys.
Happy hunting. My guy.
My fucking guy.
Appreciate it, bro.